Hi, I'm Desiree from Burning Water to the Moon Tarot. This video is a tarot reading for the new moon. So the moon today is in the constellation of Libra, but it's in the sign of Scorpio. So I am a Scorpio sun and a Libra moon. This full new moon has some special meaning for me as because of my natal chart. So I want to just kind of get on here to explain a little bit how I view the moon and how I view this moon in particular. So new moons are about new things, setting intentions, thinking about where you want to go, planting a seed. And it's sort of like the beginning stages. So perhaps you've had something going on in your mind, something that you've been thinking about, something that you've maybe been working on mentally. The new moon is the time to start planting that seed, to start getting all of your resources in order and start working it, to start bringing it into fruition. And with the moon in the sign of Scorpio, it's the Scorpion sign is about going deep. It's about understanding things on a molecular level, really going deep. Usually people with Scorpio in their chart are they like to go deep. They like to understand things. They like to go into the occult, especially, and to understand things that are hidden and unknown. And so, and Scorpios are also very emotional, and they kind of get a bad rap. I think they kind of get that feeling of being cold and callous, but I think in general, Scorpions are very emotional and very caring. However, they have the uncanny ability to hide things, to put on a mask. So you don't really know what's going on in the mind of a Scorpio, or someone with a Scorpio placement, especially someone with a Scorpio placed in Mercury. And I have my Mercury's in Scorpio. I have actually a retrograde Mercury in Scorpio. I do quite often put on mask, and it's really hard to read me. But once you get to know me, it's a little easier because you kind of know my little tricks, I guess. So with the moon also being in the constellation of Libra, Libra is about relationships and harmony, bringing things into a harmonious existence. It's also about beautifying because Libra is ruled by Venus, and so when I combine the two, when you put those two energies, the moon is sort of it's those energies are shining their rays, I guess you could say, through the moon, through the filter of the moon. And the moon is also about things that are hidden, bringing things to light, helping to understand things. And the moon is associated with our inner selves. And so how I'm thinking of this new moon with in the sign of Scorpio in the constellation of Libra is that at this time would be a good time to dive into a relationship that might need a little bit of help or a little bit of tending to, maybe understanding a relationship a little better, and that's any kind of relationship: mother-daughter, father-son, husband-wife, best friend relationship, brother-sister relationship, any kind of relationship. I feel that that might need a little tending to, something that you've been thinking about, and this will be the time to plant the seeds and to start those baby steps, start working towards that ideal, I guess, relationship that you're thinking of. So this reading is going to be centered around that. It's going to be centered around the new moon, of course, but also filtered through Scorpio and Libra. So I wish you guys could see my setup here. I tried to get it to work where I had the picture-in-picture thing, but my setup it's not working. I ordered a desk. It's supposed to be here tomorrow, so when I start the shadow readings, I should be set up then. I just don't have the proper equipment to get the camera here and then this camera, so but I'll show you. Let me flip this camera around and show you these beautiful decks. So that deck to the left, I don't know if that's my left or your left, but the one on with the star, that is the Star Tarot. And then that blue one is the Aquarian Tarot. And then that deck down at the bottom is the Crystal Mandala Oracle, and that is the very first Oracle deck that the very first card deck that I owned, and someone gifted it to me. I said I was interested in tarot, and they're like, oh, I have to buy you your first deck, you're not supposed to buy it on your own. Well, she bought me an Oracle deck, but nonetheless I love it, and I used it, and I still use it. So I just think it's wonderful how these just all kind of match with one another. And I wanted to use the Star Tarot in my next series, but my ancestors told me I needed to do some shadow readings, and so I didn't think the Star Tarot was good for shadow readings. So I was like, okay, I'll use it for this one. And then I was like, okay, let me use I was thinking about my Aquarian deck, and I wanted to use that one as well. And I just didn't really realize that they all kind of had the same blue theme. So very interesting. All right, so I've already cleansed the decks. Let me scoot everything over so I can have some space to work with. I've cleansed the deck, but I do need to shuffle. So now this is for all signs, and this is for anybody who wants to work with the new moon energy, or anyone who just wants to hear about it, or whatever. So this deck shuffles wonderfully. I think this is the second edition of the Star Tarot as well. So, all right, one more shuffle. Actually, let me split the deck and then we can get to the shuffling. Okay, all right, so as usual, I do the 3 cards up at the top, which is our main energies, and we're going to see what that is. New moon in the sign of Scorpio in the constellation of Libra. Okay, so we've got the 4 of Pentacles, we've got Major Arcana Judgment, and then we've got the 3 of Cups. Oh. Okay, so 4 of Pentacles, and then we've got Judgment, and then 3 of Cups. Well, I was hoping to hold it all together. Okay, so the 4 of Pentacles, actually let's talk about the Major Arcana first. The Major Arcana is Judgment, and this is a card of taking stock, okay? Understanding and just taking a look at what you're doing, how you've been acting, the way that you're thinking. Is that in line with the way that you want, that you see yourself, that you have the goals that you have set for yourself, and typically this card is represented as the angel heralding above these people who are rising from the dead, and that's kind of what it is. Are you worthy of being risen again? And so this card is asking us to understand, are we living our lives the way we should? Are we morally, are we in line with our morals that we've been taught? How would your mama feel about the way you've been acting? And so this is asking us to take a look at ourselves, to take a look at what we're doing. Then we've got the 4 of Pentacles, and that's usually about holding on to your resources and not wanting to share, not really wanting to allow people in. You've kind of built this little commune, this little secure structure, I guess you could say, around you and your resources, and you're not letting anybody in, you're not letting anything out. So we've got some guarded situation here. Then we've got the Three of Cups, which is wonderful. I mean, this is kind of what I'm feeling about sharing and creating this harmonious situation within a relationship, right? And the Three of Cups is about that. It's about three energies coming together and just creating something very new. These emotions coming together and creating something new and wonderful and wondrous. And so this is what I would feel about this new moon coming up is maybe you've been guarded in some kind of way with a relationship, and maybe you haven't quite been expressing yourself the way you want to, or this relationship isn't the way that isn't going the way that you want it, or the relationship can improve. And so that's where judgment is coming in. That's where judgment is asking us to take stock and understand that and see what can be improved and how. And with this locking up of resources, that's indicative of maybe locking up the resources that you have to share, which is love, compassion, your time, and so maybe you're not sharing these resources, and so the ultimate goal would be to release yourself from not sharing these resources, and perhaps go and create this wonderful relationship that you've been wanting to create, this wonderful relationship that you have in your mind. Okay, so that was my last shuffle, and I'm going to draw 3 cards for this Four of Pentacles with the Aquarian deck. Oh, wow, we've got the Three of Swords, and then we've got the Hermit and Two of Swords. Okay, so the Hermit is our major arcana here, and he talks about going deep inside. He talks about discovering things about yourself, going into a hermited space where you're secluded and you're not being influenced by others, and you have time to meditate and to understand and to toss ideas around in your head. And so with the Two and Three of Swords that we have here as well, the Three of Swords is talking about a situation where you keep bringing heartache up, and you keep thinking about it, and you just won't let it go. So you just kind of keep it in your mind, and you've been hurt, and you just don't want to let it go. But here we have the Two of Swords, which talks about a decision to be made. Now, do you really want to stay in this situation where you're not releasing this hurt? Do you really want to relive this hurt and keep it alive within yourself by constantly replaying it in your mind? And that's ultimately this decision that you're going to have to make. And using the Hermit energy, you can go in there and you can take stock, and you can see how you contributed to the situation. How can you make the situation better? And doing that, I think, is going to release you of this hoarding of your resources. It's going to release you from keeping that all to yourself, so you can allow that to go out into the world, into the ether, and share that with others, and share that with this other person that maybe you're thinking of, this relationship that needs a little bit of work, that needs a little bit of TLC. I wouldn't so much say work. Let me grab a drink here. Okay, so now we have Judgment. Let's see what we have for Judgment. So we've got the Page of Pentacles. That's good. The Seven of Cups, and then the Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, with the Page of Pentacles, I do like this because all pages are earth, and he is earth of earth. being that he's in the suit of pentacles. And so pages are curious, all of them. They all want to know. They're all looking to understand, looking to try things out, and just go in and explore, and bring new energy to a situation. And we've got two cups energies here, and we have the Seven of Cups and the Nine of Cups in reverse. And Seven of Cups is often thought of as a choices, lots of choices, but also kind of living in a fantasy, kind of looking things in a fantasy way, and not so much. I just noticed that one of these cups has a head in it. And that's funny. And then what is this? This is like those deep sea divers. That's very interesting. This is the Aquarian Tarot. I think it was made circa 1960. So this is an old deck. I really like it. I like old things. I like the way it smells too. It smells really old. It's okay. And so with two of these cups energies, the Nine of Cups is a card of being very content where you're at, just kind of having all that you want, and you're happy, you're emotionally set. Look at this guy. He looks content. He looks just like, I have had my fill of wine and turkey, and I'm snug as a bug in a rug. But with him being in reverse, there is a discontentment. There is a slight unhappiness. And I do see here with this Seven of Cups that perhaps you're maybe unaware that how discontented you are. And it is time to go ahead and use the Judgment energy and take stock of that, and understand all of that. Is this where you really want to be? And using the Page energy, of course, as well, is to explore that. Explore why you are discontented, and explore why you maybe feel that you're not. Okay, and that's what the Judgment card is. It's us taking stock, us understanding where we're discontented and where we might be looking at things in the wrong way. And we definitely want to take this Page of Pentacles energy, this explore, understand, go in there and dig deep, go in there and just dig everything up, leave no stone unturned. So that's really good. I really feel that this energy is good. It's bringing that energy of the Scorpion who likes to dive deep and likes to understand things, and also maybe taking off that mask, taking that time to release this fantasy, which would be like a mask, and thinking that everything's okay, and I don't really care, or things are fine, everything is going good. But is that what your heart is really saying? Is that what you really want from this relationship? And ultimately, how can you improve it? How can you improve it so we can get to this harmonious Three of Cups, this creation of this energy of harmonious emotion and happiness and joy? So let's read the Three of Cups now. Oh, we got Justice. We've got Knight of Rods, and then we've got the World in reverse. So two major arcana in this column here. So Justice is Libra energy, okay? And like I said, the moon is in the constellation of Libra, so physically she's in the constellation, the star cluster of Libra. But in Western astrology terms, the moon is in the sign of Scorpio, okay? I don't know if I explained that in the beginning. So the justice is about evening things out, making sure that everybody is getting their due, whether it's bad due or good due. I can't believe I just said that. But I mean DUE, okay? And so with the justice being here, and not only it solidifies with the moon being in the scales, in the constellation of the scales, but it's also, is this relationship getting what it needs? Is this relationship deserving of the energy that you're needing to put in it? And with this Knight of Rods here, this is fire of fire. All knights are fire, and then with him being in the suit of rods, which is wands, he's fire of fire. He's very actionary. He's passionate. He goes after what it is that he wants, and he has purpose, and he's very going forward and getting what he wants. And he might be a little impulsive, however, so we've got to be careful of that. We've got to be careful of impulsivity when we have the Knight of Rods. But however, this is the action that we want when going towards this Three of Cups energy, when bringing this relationship, or when bringing this relationship to the next level, when bringing the giving that relationship the TLC that it's needed, because maybe it has been neglected in the past. Okay, nothing wrong with that. We all get busy, and we get comfortable, and we just think, oh, it's fine. I need to take care of this. But in reality, every relationship, everything needs some TLC from time to time. And that's what the wand is telling us to do. And with the world being in reverse, I do feel that we're not quite there yet. That relationship is not quite ready to be said that it's ready to be taken to the next level. And that's what the world is. The world is the energy of having a new terrain to traverse in, a new terrain to walk around in, and a new terrain to paint the town red. And you go into this new world after you have gone through the necessary steps to learn and to acquire knowledge. And once you are basically a new person, you see the world differently. So it's like a new world to you, and then you can go through that world and learn what it is that you need to learn. So ultimately, this is a great reading, and I like how it kind of flows in and fits in with where the moon is right now. The moon is about emotion, and the moon is about feeling and understanding, and with her being in the sign of Scorpio, which is deep emotion, and in the constellation of Libra, which is understanding, understanding both sides so that it can be weighed on the scales. I think this is a great reading, and hopefully you can use this energy for the next 29.5 days. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is draw from the what is this called? The Crystal Mandala Oracle. I think my cards might be upside down and right side up. It's okay. I'll just flip it around. All right. So the big energy to take away from here is to take stock in the relationships that you have going. See if there's something where you're not allowing your resources to flow into that relationship. And what is it that you can do to change it? Use the energy of Scorpio to dive deep inside yourself and see what it is you can do to change. Because not only is Scorpio about diving deep, Scorpio is also about transmuting and changing. Scorpio is related to the Death card in the tarot, and death is all about change. So, all right. So I've got it nice and shuffled. Let me do a split. Let us do a split. Okay. And then, of course, I like to do a shuffle after my splits. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay, so Archangel Gabriel and Turquoise. It is safe to be seen. So this is our beautiful card. I love this pretty color. You know, the passages in here are so long. All right, I'm just going to read. Okay, we bring you the gift of safety and being seen. Over lifetimes, you have loved the earth, returning again and again to serve humanity, liberate the human soul from fear, and spread message of love. You have spoken truth, shared messages, and inspired many. Yet in your visibility, sometimes you have felt misunderstood and vulnerable. You have been admired and loved, but at times also feared and attacked for the empowering message you brought to the world. In you, there is a memory of this, and although you wish to share your light with the world again, there are times when the thought of being seen doesn't feel safe. We are here to let you know that you are protected in divine grace. It is safe to open up your inner knowledge and share your message with the world. The light in you is stronger than fear. It is time to shine fearless and bright. Old souls only know Okay, I'm going to start that over again. Old souls know only too well that fear will not hesitate to destroy love if given the chance. You must not let fear do this to you. You have a choice. Through the loving power of your forgiveness, you give yourself freedom from past pain, even pain from other lifetimes that isn't entirely clear to you, and the opportunity to begin fresh with fearless, vibrant, loving truth. That must be where this Three of Swords is coming from, is that you're holding on to some type of fear, some type of pain in which you can't move forward, or you're unwilling at this point to move forward in a relationship. But it can be trauma too, because this relationship doesn't have to be male, female, partner to partner. It can also be, like I said, a parent to child, child to parent. You could maybe be holding on to some traumas in which you are having a hard time expressing to maybe a parent who didn't do anything about it at the time. Or perhaps because of your traumas, you have some vulnerability issues and you can't express yourself in certain ways. And you know, that too is holding on to past pain and not allowing you to move forward. That pain, the physical pain, happened a long time ago, and the emotional pain of that, you know, though that emotional pain happened at that time, the fact that you're allowing it to replay in your head and not allowing it to clear from your oh, my camera is going low battery. Let me plug it in before we black out. Okay. Not allowing it to clear from your energy field, it is keeping you from receiving other gifts, from giving other gifts as well, because you are hoarding on to your resources. The gifts that you have, those are your resources to share. And it's almost a crime to not share your resources. It's almost a crime to not share the love, the compassion, the empathy that you have. Okay, next paragraph. You have many loving words to share and a higher consciousness to be. In your own way, in your own world, in your own relationships, you are a light bearer and a bringer of truth. Although you have had past experiences where this was not always well received and sometimes resulted in abusive behavior towards you from those who were afraid to love you, you have never closed off from your truth. You still know what you know. You may have become reluctant to share it so freely, but you cannot forget your inner wisdom. And that kind of goes into the mask that Scorpios, the scorpion energy kind of has. Oftentimes we pretend that things don't hurt us, but they do, because we were taught not to express that. We were taught, boys don't cry, or you can't be upset about that. This oracle comes to you with a message. It is safe for you to be seen. In this lifetime, you are meant to be a spiritual leader of sorts, to bring through the light, peace, love, and guidance to others around you need. Don't be afraid of their reaction. Some will love you for what you do. Others might not understand or may resist or even attack in fear. But in truth, you cannot be harmed. You shall always be what you are, and no one can ever take that from you. It is simply not possible. No matter how many times you've been blocked, denied, dismissed, or abused, you find your way back to the truth of your heart again and again. So your soul has learned over time that your spirit is indestructible. It has learned that truth of love is always there for you. Love will always welcome you into its arms, and you can feel at home within your heart, even if you don't always feel at home in the fear-based belief systems that so many still consider to be reality. So yes, so the things that we do learn are our belief systems, and as we grow within those belief systems, we start to believe that that is reality. That's what we learned, and so that's how it must be. But that's not always the case. This oracle brings you guidance. You have already had these experiences in the past, and you do not need to continue to have them. You have decided that no matter what, you shall be in the truth of your inner light. You have decided, that's where this comes in. Okay. You have decided that you shall continue to serve love by helping humanity as much as you can, because you know the divine loves the human race and has a plan for human evolution from fear into love. I'm going to read that sentence over again. You have decided that you shall continue to serve love by helping humanity as much as you can, because you know the divine loves the human race and has a plan for human evolution from fear into love. Okay, I believe that means that the divine has a plan for the human race, for us to evolve from fear into love. You know that love serves its own. As you serve love, love serves you. You have developed the strength of knowing your own truth. You have survived and healed yourself through situations that threaten this truth, and you are still here. You have heard lies, and you have chosen to release them. Yes, release those, and trust in your truth. With your loving heart on your spiritual journey, you have learned to shine true. So you are ready to be seen. You shall not be cast down. The love in you is stronger than the fear, rejection, doubt, or resistance in any other. You have no need to convince anyone of anything. You just have words to speak and a truth to be. Yes, it is safe to be seen for who you are. Let go of fear and take the next step on your life journey now. Wow, that is great. That's amazing. So definitely release that. Release that Three of Swords energy that you're holding on to. And, all it takes is a decision. And it might take a little time to go and, like I said, go into the hermit mode and figure it out, and figure out how you want to do it. How are you going to release this? And with the new moon, it doesn't cause you, it doesn't call for immediate action, right? It just calls for the seeds to be sown. And the seeds to be sown are the thoughts, okay? The thoughts and the understanding. And I think once you start to to think about it, and to think how things could be and think how things were, and you just start swirling things around in your head, and all of a sudden little lights are going to come on. You're going to get ideas, and some ideas you're not going to like, and then you'll find an idea that works for you. You'll find an idea that you're comfortable with, and then you can take this Knight of Rods energy, and then you can take that and start working with it. And as the moon starts progressing, soon, I mean, I feel, as long as you're working with it, okay? If you just think about it today and then forget about it, I don't think anything's going to happen. So you're going to have to continue to work with it. You're going to start a journal maybe, or put something on your mirror to remind you of what you're working towards. So this is all about self-transformation. You know, you've got to put in a little bit of work to see some work come out of it. You've got to plant those seeds to see the little seedling pop up, you know, with that one little leaf, the cutest little thing when they start popping up. Okay, this oracle also gives some guidance on how to use this. Let's see. It says to integrate this guidance, you may like to say this invocation now. So I'll say this invocation. I call upon the crystal angel of turquoise and Archangel Gabriel, who love me unconditionally. Thank you for the divine healing gift of safety in being seen. I now choose of my own free will to shine bright and true, sharing myself with the world. May the world see me as the universe knows me to be, a true and free spirit of love, shining healing for the benefit of all. Through my own free will, so be it. I choose of my own free will, this and any lifetime, and through all layers of my entire being, to release any memory, vow, belief system, or statement ever been said to me or directed at me, which is based in fear of being seen, heard, and acknowledged. I now choose to accept my own free will and through unconditional divine grace to enter into the reality of being safe for me to be seen. I choose to share my light and love openly with the world through divine grace and unconditional love, so be it. Aw. Okay. All right, so there are some other things to do, but it asks you to use the card. So maybe it says to hold the card in between your palms. Oh, I remember doing this. Yes, and then you say this. So you hold this card in between your palms, and you say, bow your head and say, may divine love reveal the true nature of all beings to the world, the inner nature of love, so that every being can experience being seen and received completely in love. According to divine compassion, so be it. It is safe for me to be seen. I shine my light fearlessly, bright and true. That is good. Okay, well, that concludes the reading for this new moon in the sign of Scorpio and the constellation of Libra. I hope this has helped in some kind of way. And, I'm going to go ahead and type all of that out, what I just read in there. And you can say it yourself. And I don't know how I can get this to you. Perhaps, let's see if maybe you can meditate on it. Maybe I'll put it on the front of the, as the thumbnail there. I'm just trying to get a good picture. I can do like a screenshot of this. Oh, but you'll get my shoulders. Okay, never mind. I'll figure something out. Okay, thank you so much for being here with me. Like I said, I hope this has helped in some kind of way. And I'll be posting shadow readings maybe tomorrow or starting Wednesday. The desk comes in on Wednesday, then I've got to get everything set up. So it depends, when I can get everything set up. So I'll show you your spread. This is the spread. Okay, hopefully I can't see the screen. This is my actual tablet, and so I flip it around. All right, well, take care, and I'll see you guys next reading. Bye now.